Welcome, children. Today I will discuss the question answers of the poem I Wandered Lonely as a Cloud and The Dying Detective. Take page number 110. Question number 3. Why do you think the poet uses an image of a cloud to describe his loneliness? The poet uses an image of a cloud to describe his loneliness because clouds are distant from the real world. They are separate and high up and aloof, which would mean that they are lonely in their space. The poet too is feeling lonely of being cut off from the real world. He is also moving from one place to another, just like a cloud, and feeling restless. Question number 4. To what does the poet compare the daffodils? Do you think this is an effective comparison? Give a reason for your answer. The poet compares the daffodils to stars that shine and twinkle continuously in the Milky Way. I think it is an effective comparison because daffodils do look like golden stars when there are thousands of them stretched along a line. With the water and wind, the flowers appear beautiful and shiny and twinkling. Question number 5. Give an example of personification from the poem. An example of personification in the poem is the poet's reference to the daffodils tossing their heads in a sprightly dance when the wind blows, as if they were people dancing to music. Next question. Contrast the poet's moods before, while, and after he sees the daffodils. The poet begins with the lines that indicate his pensive and thoughtful mood. Now, when he sees the daffodils along the lake, his mood changes to one of wonder and joy. Later, when he is on his own, he becomes thoughtful again and refers to the future when he would recall seeing the daffodils with joy and pleasure. He says that if he ever felt pensive or sad, he only had to think of the daffodils with his mind's eye, and he would start feeling good all over again. Next question. Question number 7. What do you understand by the meaning of inward eye? What are things you see with your inward eye? Inward eye means your subconscious mind, your soul that could conjure things for you. It can also refer to images and memories that you draw up when you remember something through your mind. Some things are so vivid that you see a clear picture even after a significant amount of time has passed. So these are things you can remember, you can think, and you can recollect. Now, The Dying Detective, page number 118. Question number 1. Quick answers. Question number A. Describe the sad spectacle seen by Dr. Watson. Dr. Watson saw that his friend Sherlock Holmes was in a pathetic state, and his eyes were bright with fever, and his voice was affected so much so that he was croaking. Question number B. What did Holmes tell Watson he was suffering from? Holmes told Watson that he was suffering from a disease that had its origins in Sumatra and that it was deadly and horribly contagious. Question number C. Who did Holmes ask Watson to fetch? What reasons did Holmes give Watson for preferring that person or others? Holmes asked Watson to fetch a man by the name of Culverton Smith because, though this man was a naughty doctor, he had been a planter in Sumatra who knew much about his ailment. Next question. What did Watson observe about Smith's behavior when he told Smith about Holmes? On informing Smith about Holmes, Dr. Watson observed Smith's anger had passed, and when he told him that Sherlock needed help, Watson observed a malicious smile appearing on his face. Question number E. What had happened to Victor Savage? Victor Savage had succumbed to or died with an unknown illness. He had been deliberately infected by Mr. Culverton Smith, his uncle. Next is read, reflect, and write. Question number 5. In your opinion, why did Holmes keep his plan a secret from Watson? Holmes kept his plan a secret from Watson because he knew that Watson had to sound convincing when he approached Smith, informing him of Holmes' illness. Had Watson not been convinced that Holmes was seriously ill, he would not have been able to convince Smith, who himself was a very shrewd criminal. The next question number 6. Describe the part that Watson played in Holmes' plot. What does this say about Watson's character and his attitude towards his friend Holmes? Watson plays the most important part in Holmes' plot. Holmes entrusted him with the most important duty of bringing the criminal to him, without which solving the mystery would not have been possible. This very clearly shows that Watson was very loyal towards his friend. Question number 7. What signal did Holmes have Smith give? Who was the signal meant for? And describe what happened after the signal was given. Holmes asked Smith to turn up the gas, which acted as a signal. The signal was meant for Inspector Morton, who had been waiting for the signal. A few moments later, Inspector Morton came inside Holmes' room and arrested Culverton Smith on charges of murdering his nephew, Victor Savage. Then next question number 8. What do you think is Holmes' attitude to life? What do you mean? What do you learn from it? Holmes believes in taking matters in his own hands. When he realized that he had no evidence to prove Smith guilty, he made the criminal confess his own guilt so that he could be arrested. The important lessons that one can learn from Holmes' attitude to life are his dedication to his aim and his ability to bring the criminal around to confessing his own crime without going beyond the law. Okay, children, we will meet again with a new lesson in your next class.